Welcome to a brand new series in the restoration industry. Gokul and I are launching a restoration masterclass, and this one is going to be on mergers and acquisitions. I am very excited to have Gokul here as the resident M&A expert. This is a huge topic in the restoration industry right now, and it seems like every week, almost daily, there are new announcements coming out about mergers and acquisitions that are happening with really big companies and really big players. So over the coming weeks and months, Gokul and I are going to be releasing a number of conversations on everything that has to do with M&A. Any questions that you might have if you are approached to sell your company, if you're thinking about selling your company, just really everything you're going to need to know. So stay tuned for a lot of episodes to come. Welcome to the grand finale of the Restoration Masterclass on M&A. So in this episode, I want to talk a little bit about using a broker versus not using a broker, and kind of we're going to wade further into the conversation, but let's start there. You're thinking about selling your company, and you could maybe go it alone, or you could maybe use a broker. Which way would you recommend people go?
Well, I don't want to be biased here, but
You're going to be no matter what, but go for it.
But yeah, I know, I get it. Listen, it's a personal choice, but here's what I can tell you is, it's a long journey and it's a complicated journey. And whether it's us or any other representation, it helps to have someone on your team that has been through it, not only through it from an experience standpoint, but it can also negotiate, okay, and get you the best outcomes. Okay, well, that's what we find. Okay, we find consistently that we can get 15 to 20% better outcomes as far as price, but also as far as terms for our clients, just because we've been through it and we got a pulse on the market of what's going on, right? And that's what any representation should be able to do for you.
All right, so taking that a step further. So now, all right, you've decided you're going to sell with a broker, you're going to use a broker, but you can go with one outside the industry who maybe has some experience selling businesses before, and you can go with somebody inside the industry. What can be the value of finding somebody in the industry that knows restoration?
Yeah, sure. So there's good professionals everywhere, okay? But let me tell you why I specialize in restoration for my firm, and we've been doing it for almost 15 years now, correct? So what we found early in the game, back in 2007, 8, okay, that we could not go sell Mary's Muffin Shop one day and then go represent, a restoration company and explain what a TPA is to a buyer, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and talk about mitigation versus construction.
Yep.
So we found that the best value that we can bring and the best outcomes that we can bring for our clients is to specialize and really understand and be part of the industry. Otherwise, it gets really difficult from our perspective, okay, to really talk up your business, okay, to a potential buyer. And what do you look for? How do you explain things, right? So that's the reason why we did it, and it's worked out well for us. And I think that's what you're looking for, right? You're looking for someone that knows your industry, that knows your company, that can talk the language, and can really represent you, and put your best foot forward.
So as a seller, we talked about in a previous episode what you should ask a potential buyer. But as a seller, what should I be asking you or another potential broker as I'm trying to make the decision?
Okay, so that's a great question, correct? So it's a very simple answer, actually. Okay, there's only a couple of questions you got to ask you. One is, do you understand the restoration business and how well can you represent it, right? Can you talk the lingo? Correct? And the second is, what is your sell-through rate? In the sense, out of all the clients you've taken over the last 10 years or so, how many have you actually taken to the finish line? That one question will tell you pretty much everything you need to know, okay, about a firm and what a good fit they're going to be for you. Yeah?
All right, Gokul, we've touched on a ton during this entire series. Is there anything we haven't touched on that you want to throw out here before we wrap this up?
Oh my gosh, we've gone through so much, so I won't bore your audience with even more. But I want to say thank you, okay, for coming out and helping us do this. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for letting me be part of it. It's been a blast.
Yeah, let's do it again soon.
Yes.